That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
What's going on, folks? I think I jumped the gun there. But Trey, do the sponsors.
3, 2, 1, go. Head on over to OneCastFishing.com. Use the code TheOneCast, all one word at checkout. Get your hands on all the snagless jigs, weedlets, neds, long neck hooks, soft plastics, and everything else OneCast Fishing has to offer. Also, while you're online, go to CarolinaWatersNC.com. Use that code TheOneCast, all one word at checkout, and get your hands on all that UPF gear to stay protected from the sun. While you're online, use that link that we graciously provide you. It's going to take you right to HobieEyewear.com. So use the link. Don't use the URL. Use the link. Get your hands on all those different frames and lenses. Our favorites, the floating frame series. Get your hands on those Sightmaster Plus lenses because the spawn is upon us. Also, before your next fishing trip, go to your Play Store, App Store, whatever it is. Download the Deep Dive app. Deep Dive is a fantastic organization that has a ton of features on there, helps you break down bodies of water, understands weather conditions, bait, tournament patterns, all sorts of things. Pay for that year-long subscription. And then bring yourself to Central North Carolina and hammer on some of those giant largemouth bass that we have here in the Piedmont region. You're going to need a house. You're going to need land. You're going to need everything to get yourself squared away. So you need to hit up Terry Carpenter with Howard Perry Walson and Caldwell, banker, licensed real estate agent here in Central North Carolina. Our friend of the show, we call him Uncle Terry. You can reach him at carpentert@hpw.com. Guys, we got a great show lined up for you right now. We're going to bring her on real quick. She's going to break down exactly what her mission is and what the overall objectives are. So let's bring on Kimberly here from Ladies of Lake Hartwell. Kimberly, how are you doing this evening?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you for taking time out of your wonderful Petty and Manny going on here. And, you know, for the audience, got the pleasure of meeting Kimberly down at the Greenville Fishing Expo this past weekend. And, you know, we had a great conversation about what she's trying to do. And here at the OneCast, we want to help promote her and the brand and what her mission is. So, Kimberly, if you can just break it down for the audience, what have you got going on right now?
All right. So we are working on launching the very first all-female bass club and tournament trial in this area. So I personally live in Elberton, Georgia, and all of our tournaments. So Lake Hartwell is going to be our lake. That's it. That's everybody's home lake. That's where everybody's heart is. And so therefore, we've just kind of honed in on that. We started back in August with a simple meet and greet just to kind of get an idea for how many women were really, and like, it's easy to say for a lot of women, yes, I would love to be able to do that. But then when it comes down to it, how many were actually able to commit? We needed to make sure we knew that number. And then we just projected for March to start our first season. So our first tournament is actually this Sunday, March 8th. I believe it's daylight savings time as well.
Yes,
so,
it is.
I know that one of the things that we need to talk about is kind of like who has supported this, like from the get-go. And that answer is so simple. That is going to be David Stout with Five Alive. I'm sure everyone is probably very well familiar with him. He is a phenomenal individual, a wonderful director. And literally the minute that I got this idea, and I didn't just get this idea necessarily, as a female that absolutely is so passionate about bass fishing, I found it to be difficult when either learning the curves of being a co-angler in the BFL. So I've personally fished 11 BFL tournaments throughout the last 3. This will be my 3rd season. So as a co-angler, like there's a lot of different curves that you've got to learn your way through that. And then as a female, so it's literally been something that I've dreamed about doing for a very long time. And it wasn't until I didn't expect it that somebody else just in a nutshell said, so start your own.
Mm-hmm.
And helped me realize that they were somebody that believed in me, believed in what I wanted to do, and just gave me that little bit of push that I needed to kind of, I literally, the last words I said to him when I walked out that day was, you have no idea what you just did.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
You know, it's one of those.
Go ahead.
It's one of those things where, you know, I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, you know, that was a good idea," or "That was the idea. I had that idea." 90% of things in life is just go out there and do it. Go out there and execute.
That's right.
And sometimes it's very hard to do. You got to, you know, whether it's confidence in yourself, confidence in your product, or whatever you're pitching.
I mean, like, I'm sure that you guys can agree. I've personally sit back and watched a lot of people do the work behind making their dreams come true. And it was just the right time. It all aligned perfectly. And I am on that journey to make my dreams come true and to help the mission of getting other women that's out there on the water. Experience on the water. That's the ultimate goal. Whether we win or whether we lose, the fun that we have in the tournaments or in the whether it's just a networking meeting, whatever it may be, like, that's the most important part, is having fun.
So David Stout with Five Alive, you know, has provided a significant amount of support for the audience and those who may be interested in joining Ladies of Lake Hartwell. What can they expect out of the support that Five Alive is providing you guys? Like, what does that look like for them?
All right. So what that basically means is that, so their tournaments are always Sunday tournaments. And because we are such a baby, you know, thing trying to get started, he has so graciously offered for us to be able to, so once, basically what's going to happen is after their final flight leaves and everybody's gone, we will all stage and get ready, and then we will all blast off approximately 30 minutes, you know, after safe flight. And then what he has offered is for us to be able to not only use his weighing equipment, but his wife is a big supporter for him and keeps track of all the weights, all of the backhand stuff that really nobody ever puts a lot of thought into until you're actually the one needing to do it. They've taken the mystery and the stress of that completely off of me and just said, hey, let's fish these tournaments the same exact day consecutive with our guys. And you use our weighing equipment for your first how many ever seasons it takes. You know, the ultimate goal is, of course, this first season, kind of learn what we're doing. And hopefully by the end of it, we will be in a situation where through sponsorships with other companies or through whatever it may be, that we'll be able to actually step out on our own. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to step away from Green Pond Landing, which is, by the way, the ramp that all tournaments will launch out of. That doesn't mean that we're going to step away from Green Pond, because why, in the end of the scheme of things, like, Green Pond was there, David Stout was there from the very beginning. And I'm just, you know, personally, that's just morally something that I definitely want to stick to.
I mean, Green Pond Landing, if for the audience, you know, on Lake Hartwell, if you've never been there, it's absolutely designed for tournament bass fishing weigh-ins.
It's a phenomenal facility.
It is one of the most phenomenal places that I've ever seen. I've only got the pleasure of fishing there one time, never in a tournament, just fun fishing. But nevertheless, like, you guys got a really good mission. You know, Kimberly, I had a really emotional conversation with you at Greenville, and that's exactly why we're on this show, because, you know, here at the OneCast, we believe in, you know, helping anglers or continue to grow anglers, helping anglers one cast at a time. And you know, we see a lot of that in the industry, which is people really trying to help out, but a lot of times it goes, there's a lot of, lip service that's paid and stuff like that. And a lot of people, right now it's, there's a lot of financial difficulties and stuff like that. But, David Stout stepping up, Green Pond Landing and all that stuff. It seems like you're on the right track. You're at a starting point. If you never would have started it, you would have regretted it. I guarantee you.
Absolutely.
So now knowing, the audience now knows that, Sundays are the days of Ladies of the Lake Hartwell, which is, aligned with Five Alive. They also know that it's 30 minutes after the Five Alive blast off happens. So probably 7:30, like you said. All the weighing equipment is going to be provided by Five Alive. What for the audience and for the female anglers that are listening to this that may be interested in the immediate area, what does it look like for tournament entry fees, tournament payouts, points championship, all that stuff? Do you have that information readily available?
All right. So what I can tell you is that what we would like to try to do is not just have it be a tournament trial. I would really like, for women especially, it's all about networking. Us as women, like, we love to get together and just chat, so for that reason, I'm sorry?
Manis and petties.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tomorrow's my birthday. I have an excuse. I really do.
Well, happy birthday. Early birthday.
Thank you.
29 years young.
You know what? I am just going to say it. I've got to learn to not be ashamed of it. 41 tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. I turned 41 in January and it feels great.
Does it? I've really dreaded 40 for a long time, but 40 was really a bad year health wise. So we're just going to forget that one.
There you go.
Anyway, we love as women to get together and talk. I'm one that I love doing like fundraisers. So for that reason, I really would like to also not just the tournament trial, but also a club, like even maybe a physical monthly meeting. So there's a due of $50 to join the club, and that will be for the season. So it's a one-time $50 club fee. And then each tournament, there's been a lot of situations where we've just had to kind of change what we had originally thought, but we are going to do a individual fee of $75 per angler. What I've learned this week is I don't have as many boaters as I thought I had. I have way more co-anglers than I expected. And I think that was kind of something that everybody said, look out for sure. Like there's going to be things that pop up that you're not expecting, and just be ready to learn how to navigate through it. So just today, that's currently, I have 5 and then myself. So as the director, I know that might sound crazy, but I personally don't have a boat. So that's kind of like also one of the reasons why I ever got this thing started. Like I knew that in order to be successful bass fishing, that the only way to do that was to gain experience. And the only way you do that is time on the water.
That's right. And
not having access to a boat, of course, keeps me from being able to do that. So that was the whole point. Now there is a health issue regarding why I haven't been able to do that since this all started, but that's irrelevant at this point. The Lord's going to work it out. I know he will. So $75 per angler. And then we're going to do, so 70% of whatever comes in that day will go back into payouts. That will be split up into 3 places. First place will get 50%, second will get 30, and third will get 20. As far as a championship is concerned, I'm not sure 100% whether or not I need to, in my situation, focus on so much of a championship as kind of learning actually what we're doing and getting familiar enough to where we're confident and wanting and being able to move forward for a second season. At the end of the day, the whole thing is we're women. We love to fish, and making that happen is the ultimate goal.
Absolutely. Well, Kimberly, you talked about boaters. Clearly, that's the support you need. If I'm not mistaken, you need more boaters, more female boaters to show up.
And I'm even contemplating whether or not to open it up for a female that wants to fish but isn't comfortable operating the actual like motor per se. I think that I would need them to not allow, if it were to be a male driver, let's just say I don't have a boat for this woman to fish out of, but her husband has a boat and he's willing to come drive for her. So I think that we may be okay with that. I'm not really sure if that's something that anyone else has had experience with. If you do,
like,
please give me your opinions.
That's like
Be
boat
like a high
captains
school.
for high school. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
So-
not a bad idea at all. It's
Yeah.
especially if you have like you said, you have women that are inexperienced but want to start to gain that experience. You can have their husband or
We're going to have
boyfriend
to open it up that way to allow them to be able to fish. And that's the ultimate goal. Whoever wants to fish, I want to try to make it happen.
Sure.
Whatever we have to do.
So
So
go ahead.
I don't even know what I was about to say.
That's my bad. Ladies Lake Hartwell, do you guys have bylaws and everything created for your anglers that are ready to join that they can read?
So rules and regulations, as bad as it sounds, will go out this afternoon after we end this recording. I'm working on finalizing and tweaking and all that stuff, as well as the liability waiver. So those two will be, I'll create a link and of course post that to our Ladies of Lake Hartwell Facebook page. And also share that with the ladies that have registered thus far.
When you get done, and this is a sidebar, send it to us and we'll send it out on our community page.
I'm also working on a sponsorship form. I think that if any of you guys have any experience with the format and exactly how to word some of that, that would be very beneficial. I don't want anyone in the industry, because I am brand new to the whole thing. Like, this is the first time anyone's hearing my name. This is the first time you guys, like you personally, have seen my face. Nobody's really heard of Lake Hartwell except for the meet and greet, and when it was actually just shared all over Facebook. So with me just stepping on the scene, I don't want to make the wrong impression. I want the way that you were able to and had the opportunity to hear my heart and see the emotion in my face. I think that may be a sole reason of why you were like, this girl is serious. It's either way. I don't want anyone to get the wrong impression, of course. But there are things, and I'm sure it's just, everybody knows that there are things that we are going to need and we currently don't have. So I'm trying to work on the sponsorship form to hopefully gain. I currently don't have a title sponsor at all. I do have, as of today, 2 sponsorships of $250, as well as some just random items for raffles or giveaways or whatnot. So one of those is actually one of my ladies. She owns a cleaning business, and she was our first sponsor. And then I talked with Fish Her Outdoor Apparel today, Miss Jennifer Jones, and she so graciously offered another sponsorship of $250 and is going to put together, a little goodie box. So super excited about that. And she was able to give a lot of information that was very helpful. So yeah, anybody that has done this ahead of me, please, if there's anything that you think could be done, a different way that may make it better, or just have any ideas, please, by all means, know that I need it.
Well, Kimberly, I know you're waiting on finishing up your deal there with the mani pedis and stuff like that. The final question I have for you, and this is going to go out to the greater audience, and they're going to, if anyone's listening out there that is interested in this, they're going to want to know how to contact you or how to find you or anything like that. So can you provide your information on how people can get in touch with you, to include your social media handles and anything else, emails, things like that?
Absolutely. So my personal cell phone is probably going to be the best way to reach me at any time. So that number is 706-340-5484.
Okay.
So we have I have my personal Facebook page, which is my first and last name as it's on here, Kimberly McAllister. And then I also have the Ladies of Lake Hartwell Facebook page.
Okay.
The Ladies of Lake Hartwell email address is just as it is, ladies of Lake Hartwell @gmail.com. And I will in the future work on, the TikTok platform and spreading more on Facebook and Instagram and so forth. But I'm not really good at that kind of thing. So we're gonna figure it out either way.
Right. You got a ton of people in this industry that are very familiar with social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Snapchat, all that stuff. So we're gonna push this message out for you. I'm gonna turn it over to Ben and Pete if you got any questions. If not, we'll end here and get you back in where you need to be.
Yes, sir.
I don't have any questions. I just want to say I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate getting more ladies
I
and women.
appreciate you guys having me on here.
We love it because we want to see more people in this sport, more people in the hobby, especially more of our female counterparts. And I think you're doing it right. Start small, start like a club, get that interest. Get the women in there, go out there, catch fish, have that camaraderie, that fellowship, and then
So I do want to put one more thing out there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of places that do this, it's nice to have a catchphrase, and I just kind of verbally said this out loud, and my daughters last night, they were kind of like helping me try to figure out what would work best. And I was just scrolling and I seen it, and the minute I saw it and the minute that I said it out loud, and I'm getting emotional now, I got cold chills all over my body, and that was, she casts, she conquers.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I've done. I've conquered just already. There have been so many things that could have stopped me, not just, roadblocks as far as figuring out all of the details of this, but my health. I was literally diagnosed in October with congestive heart failure and could have allowed that to be it for me. I could have allowed to just step back and cowered back, but it's not about me. It is about being a part of something that's bigger than me and loving it every step of the way. So she casts, she conquers.
Love it.
Well, we love it, Kimberly. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Like I said, once we send this out, I'll go ahead and provide you the link. You can share it on all your socials. Folks, if you're listening to this or you're watching this, check out Kimberly McAllister. Check out Ladies of Lake Hartwell. Help us grow a culture of anglers, helping anglers one cast at a time. And like she said, she casts, she conquers. Kimberly, thank you so much. We're gonna get you off here and get you back to what you need to do. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all. Have a good night.
Yep, you too.
All right. You guys heard it from Kimberly herself. Check them out. If you got any sort of support you can provide in the Lake Hartwell area, sponsorship, boaters, female boaters, anything that you can get involved with, they're going to really need your help as they're trying to grow this platform. Five Alive, you guys obviously have done a phenomenal job. David Stout, I don't know you personally, but I'm going to give you a huge shout out, man. Thank you so much for helping them out. Pete.
Yo.
What's up?
You're alive.
What's up, man? Was my mic no? I was trying to talk a couple times, but Trey wouldn't shut up as usual, so you couldn't get a word in edgewise, and
I don't shut up. I grow up. And when I look at you,
when's that gonna happen?
Never. What's going on? What's up,
folks?
What's up?
We
got things going on.
We got things going on.
So when is this going out? Next Thursday. So I know we're doing a terrible job because you guys are listening to this. We're at Knoxville, Tennessee right now when you're listening
At the
Bassmaster Classic.
Yeah.
So we will be there. If you're in Knoxville and listening, or you're relatively close and you come to the Bassmaster Classic, come check us out. We'll be OneCast Fishing will be there in booth like I think 4319. It's going to be right next to Hobie Eyewear, so you can get your Hobies like we keep talking about. We'll be adjacent from Cashin, right? A company right down, great rods, American-made rods down here. So you can get your Hobies, your Sightmasters, you can get your Stingers, your Nighthawks, and your rods and your jigs, all right there within like I don't know a 30 square foot area.
Yeah,
almost.
you only got to go. You only got to make one stop, and you got everything covered.
Exactly.
Yeah, you make one stop, and then you make one cast, and it's over with after that.
The Lunker's one cast away.
That's right. That's right. No, I'm super excited, man, about the Classic, dude. Like, weather's warming up. It's going to be a little bit different situation this year, I believe. I don't know. I'm not.
Well, I mean, so we were talking about this earlier. So last time in Knoxville when they were there, that was like 3 years ago. I'm trying to remember setting up. I think we had a couple rainy days. It was kind of like chilly.
And the river was super low.
Yeah, the water. I mean, it's probably still really low because that's just what the Tennessee River does. But this time of year, but Gussie made those long runs to go catch smallmouth. He was catching those 18-inch plus smallmouth. This was right after that was when Poche had just won. When BPT was there, they were fishing like Cherokee and Douglas, and then he came over and fished the Classic. So that was 3 years ago. So that would have been what 2023, right? 2023. So should be another good event. Except we've had a very hard, cold, freezing winter in the South.
Yep.
But looking at the weather for the rest of this week and next week, for the next 10 days or so, for here in North Carolina and in Knoxville. It's supposed to be like 70s and 80s, except the day of the tournament it starts and then drops a little bit, and then it's back in the 60s. But it should be better conditions generally. I think largemouth is going to play a bigger role this year because I think they'll be maybe a little bit more shallow, a little more active than they have been in the past. But it's going to be a great event.
Yeah, I agree,
it's
man.
It's going to be a full pool. So
it is really
810 flow rate coming up. As they're going in there. It's just a little. It's 808 right now. 810's normal flow, and
that's
they're predicting
awesome.
that for the tournament. So should be full of water and open up some areas that weren't available last time they were there.
Top 3 baits for largemouth. I'm gonna say crankbait, bladed jig, / spinnerbait. I put them in the same category, even though they're not.
Right.
So crankbait, bladed, some sort of bladed. And then like a big swim bait. Big swim bait.
Because I mean that's 100%.
And if John Cruz is out there, he's going to be throwing that Megala John around and smashing them.
There'll be a bunch of chucking and winding for sure, but
absolutely,
I think we all know what's going to win it.
Live scope's allowed, right, Pete?
Yeah, and it's going to dominate. This time of year on a river like that, those fish usually are later to move up.
Agreed.
Also further east, that's going to be your predominant. You're going to see guys still go out there and whack them on the blade and everything that Trey's talking about, but you're going to see a whole lot of jig head minnow, a whole lot of quakey balls, a whole lot of drop shotting and those kind of things.
What was Gussie throwing? He was throwing that free float.
I don't.
He was throwing the Smeltinator or something, wasn't he? Or whatever. That
I think you're right. Yeah. But it was like a horizontal. Was it like a horizontal jigging type minnow?
Yeah, it was a little bit. It was different than what folks, and that was like the last, really what you'd call the last year before.
Almost like a Demiki
really
rig,
took over.
Right?
Yeah, that was the last year before that.
Yeah,
like forward facing really took over to a point.
Well, that started the trend on that a lot. Was that?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great event.
Bill Dance is probably mostly likely 100% for sure going to be there since it's in Tennessee.
Yeah, he'll for sure be there. And Bill Dance, if he was fishing, would be pinking a minnow if that's what he had to do. Y'all can get as mad as you want, but them dudes would have used the technology that was available to them to go out there and win. So just think about that.
You know what? We need to have our brothers at Hobie Eyewear do. We need to have them create a Bill Dance Hobie sunglass frame. because y'all know he wears them big OG sunglasses, dude.
They
That
sort
would
of
be
have.
legit.
I don't have a pair in here. They donated.
And the
some
good
of
thing
theirs
is
for
when he
like
falls
that.
off the boat, he won't lose them.
Yeah. Bill Dance needs Hobie eyewear to float.
Like you need all them rods and trolling motors in it.
Also, so totally looking forward. And also Pete and Chelsea, they got a cool deal. They're going to go and interview anglers and have the potential to ride along with their selected angler
On
if they get
days.
on tournament day.
Have fun with that.
And also by the time you're listening to this, the first Fishers and Men in the North Carolina Central Division will be wrapped up. Pete and I hopefully bring the dub home, or if not, at least cash a good old fat check.
Do you think you would have cashed one off of today?
I think we
Or do you think it's just fishing too good and you're going to need 30 pounds?
I think that by the time everyone's listening to this, either Pete and I are going to be
I just
heartbroken.
I wouldn't say too much.
I think by the time everyone's
This might drop tomorrow.
Oh, I'm just saying
another one.
we're either going to be heartbroken or we're going to be really, really happy. So I don't really know, but I think it's going to take a fat sack to win. It's definitely area specific. It's definitely technique specific. The weather's warming up, as we know. The Piedmont region is getting really warm. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's very bad. Just like one of our good buddies was out fishing a different body of water today. And with the weather warming up so quickly, as it's been so cold for an extended period of time, what does that do? Well, that puts a lot of fish on the move.
The awesome thing too, Trey, is I just looked at the 10-day and we've got a snow and ice storm on the radar for the Monday we're coming back from the Classic. So
that is fantastic. I love that. I love that for us. Thank goodness it's going to be bright bluebird skies and 80 degrees.
It's going to be beautiful this weekend. That's Whatever happens after that happens.
We'll take small victories wherever we can have them.
That's
but yeah,
right.
I think it's going to be really cool. I'm super excited. I know Pete is too. I'm super excited to get the Fishers of Men season kicked off. Love fishing Fishers of Men. It really, and also helps me stay sharp. You know, as the second open comes up at Lake Eufaula at the end of this month. So I'm looking forward to that. Ben is showing me some awesome pictures from
that's from Javon, the real bass pursuit.
Nighthawk.
The Nighthawk.
You got the Nighthawk there. Folks, listen, Pete and I and Ben and some of our other buddies, I won't name their names, we put that Nighthawk through the ringer, through the absolute ringer. And it's getting that time, right? When those fish start sliding up and they get staging, even before they get on the bed, and definitely when they get on the bed, I'm going to be animated about this. If you don't have a Nighthawk, green pumpkin blue flake, hematoma, pearl, sunfish, South African special, like whatever, depending on your watercolor. It doesn't really matter actually that time of year, but dude, you got to get your hands on the Nighthawks. Not only are they savage, flipping on a tungsten weight or whatever, but they're also amazing baits for a swim jig, for a buzz bait, a trailer on the back of a spinner bait, depending on if what spinner bait you have. Like it's a great, it's so agnostic to fishing. I'm going to throw that out there. Agnostic to fishing baits and stuff. It's a great bait, man. And then this year too, I've been smashing them. Right, this stinger right here, this is a 5. They got the he's got 3.5 inch. It's great for an Alabama rig, which I don't throw very much. It's also great on the back of a spinnerbait for a spinnerbait trailer. Great in the back of a bladed jig for a bladed jig trailer. It's great by itself with a jig head on it. There's all sorts of stuff. You can rig this with an EWG hook, belly weight it. You can weightless it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which is actually a really good technique, especially for herring fisheries, as you're trying to keep it on the top of the water when those fish come up. It's all sorts of stuff. Dude, I'm jazzed. Caught a crap ton of fish 14 days ago. I'm super jazzed because this episode might drop. So I'm super jazzed, man. Looking forward to Fishers and Men. Looking forward to getting back in the boat with Pete. We're going to run Blue Buffalo this weekend, I believe. Really just depends, but
8 hours of minnow pinging coming, boys.
Hey,
8 hours of minnow pinging.
Hey, I did catch one, a good one on a minnow. So you're welcome. Trey can do it all. But actually, as everyone knows, I'm only a minnow pinger. I'm a looker, and that's all I can do. I can't catch them shallow.
Trey can catch him. He's looking at him.
That's right. I got to be a looker.
You can't see him on the bed, then he's got to see him on that dang screen on the front of his boat. Otherwise, he's about worthless. Luckily, he has me to show him how to catch fish when they're shallow. So.
That's right. Dadgummit. The hardest fishing in the world is fishing in 6 inches of water.
Sometimes it is, especially when you're banging your boat all around.
That's right. The easiest, they jump in the boat. Ping a minnow.
How often did your trolling motor hit the bottom today?
Never.
Oh, you want that shallow then?
Never. I was in 30 foot of water.
Okay.
30 foot of water, pinging them with a minnow.
Trey's lying to you, but okay.
Pete, we can't drop this episode.
No, now it's got to wait. I got to drop Fishing Friday Live or something now.
All right, for you folks,
they ain't moving up.
We was in the dirt. Son.
There's a lot of dirt, though.
By the time you hear this, ha 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 ha.
Yep.
Hey,
you
what
weren't
else
fishing right next to Barton's ramp in the dirt, then
that's
you
right.
Catch 'em.
You dead like a wrong dude.
Better head south.
What else is going on in the industry right now?
Everybody's just getting ready for Classic, bro.
NPFL had their championship from last year. Patrick Walters won it.
Shocker.
Yeah. It was on Lewis
shocked.
Smith, but it actually kind of it was a shocker because day one he only had 9 pounds. It was like way down there. Day two he smashed 22 pounds, which was like massive for this tournament.
Never a shocker.
Day three he only had 12 and a half.
I wonder what he had on Fishing Chaos for his weight. I wonder, or whatever they call it, catch track.
7 pounds.
Did he?
I don't know. I didn't look, but you know how he is.
2 pounds. Yeah. Probably had like 2 pounds or something. But yeah, I mean, congrats to, shocker, Patrick Walters winning. Did he win a championship before? No, he won AOY.
He's won AOY, I think, in that tournament.
And then
Santee, I think.
And then
he won AOY last year, and then he won the championship this year.
Kyle Welcher was super consistent. He had a 15, 14, and 13 pound bag over all 3 days. He lost by a couple pounds. Our famous shallow water god, John Cox, was in third place. Lot of I mean, man, top 40 anglers fished the NPFL championship. And man, there was definitely some big names, but there's also like some true NPFL guys.
Todd Otten got fourth. Derek, how do you say his last name?
Leeton.
Thanks, Pete. He was very consistent.
Don't 14, let
14, 11. He was sick.
I only know that because there's an NHL goaltender with the same last name.
Corey Casey was 11th. Targo was 13th. So there's some sticks out there hammering too. So it was a good tournament, good championship. The one thing the NPFL does do for their championship, and you all may have noticed it too, because we had talked about it offline, but we didn't know there wasn't a lot of coverage and social media stuff about it. That's because they're still really dedicated to making the championship really about the anglers. It's an angler event. Yep. So it was great for those 41 guys to go out there and fish for that championship, the $100,000, and it was a great event. And there'll be shortly there'll be a stuff too.
And that place was a lot like Florida. I had had a conversation with Jesse Wise at the Greenville Fishing Expo that we were at last weekend with Take a Warrior Fishing. And man, it was one of those deals. It was very like Florida, like one big fish made a huge difference. And it really does suck, man. He showed me the video, but he put it on his Facebook or social media pages, but he broke an absolute mega giant off. Not really sure what happened. Doesn't really matter. It broke off and that was tough, but he made a good comeback. He jumped up there in the 20s and stuff like that. So, that's fishing. That's how it goes. Sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't, and doesn't define you as an angler. But what does define you is Santee Cooper. All right. Santee Cooper absolutely defines you because allegedly or apparently has been pumping out some of the biggest bags we've seen in a long freaking time. Yep. And Aaron Yavorsky took home $100,000 on February 28th for the Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit, catching absolute mammoth weights over a 3-day over a 2-day period.
35 pounds, 32 pounds.
Unreal.
Oh, for a total
he
of
was
67
he
pounds.
was on a century bag weight potentially over a 3-day period. Right? But they canceled the first day. The winds were really, really strong down there in Santee. We dealt with them here in North Carolina too. In fact, I think I was driving back from somewhere. I can't remember, or maybe I was driving to Greenville, and man, like the wind was like blowing my truck off the road. And if you come from the Piedmont region where we live, going down to Greenville, you got to cross over Santee Cooper, and I'll tell you what, it was absolutely crazy gassing, dude.
Yeah, phenomenal. But at least they got to fish 2 days and massive weights there. I mean, even like 20, basically 19th place, 18th place, you had 20 pounds a day.
Yeah, Fred Rumbanis was in 19th place. He had 10 pounds for 3 fish the first day, but then he backed it up with 29 pounds.
But 3 for 10 is not terrible.
No, it's not. It's not.
Like,
yeah, 100%. So he cashed a $10,500 check.
Clint right behind him had 4 for 18 the day, a 4 for 19 for Bobby Bakewell on day one. Like, it's on fire.
And dude, their
fire.
Payouts are savage, dude. Like the pro circuit payouts, just looking at them, that probably has some of the best payouts in the industry right now, bar none.
Well, let's see.
Right?
They paid 10 grand down to 49th.
Yeah. 49th place, $10,000. Now, granted, it's a $5,000 entry fee.
Well, and what's the field?
$5,200.
It's like 100 plus.
Yeah, it's 100. It's like 150 or something like that. I can't remember, but regardless, I mean, you don't see a lot of those kinds of payouts anywhere else other than like the Elite Series, man. You really don't. Maybe the BPT. I don't really know what they pay though. So
yeah, they had 100 and
5,500 an event.
Okay.
So 134 places on the results, but there was like probably 10 people that didn't fish for whatever reason. So like almost 150.
Right. So if you have your sponsors paying for your lodging, your fuel, your tournament entry fee, all that being said, pretty good payouts. If you're trying to do it any other way, well, we all know bass fishing payouts suck, dude. Like let's just call a spade a spade. So Aaron Yavorsky, $100,000 Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit, Santee Cooper Lakes, and then what do we have for?
Well, I think we've already talked about.
We already talked about bass.
There's nothing else going on until the Classic at this point. This is
the only thing going on, Pete, is our Fishers of Mid.
Yeah, this is the spring break when it comes to tournaments, and it'll pick back up after the Classic.
And I saw Trey posted the dual threat message, the letter from.
Yeah.
What I found out interesting about that, he didn't put his name on the bottom. It just said Dual Threat Fishing LLC.
Well, he probably wasn't sure which name to use. So.
What an absolute! Let me read this for the audience real quick. Let me hold this down. Dear anglers, the subject is notice of ceased operations. We regret to inform you that Dual Threat Fishing has ceased operations effective immediately prior to the events or tournaments we ran. We received financial funding commitments to cover all prizes. Lie. Despite good faith efforts and ongoing communications, the anticipated financial backing necessary to sustain operations and fund scheduled obligations did not materialize or follow through as represented. As a result, the company was unable to secure capital required to continue conducting events and administering league activities. Thanks for having ChatGPT write your little sincere apology to everybody. We all know it was a giant scam. Everybody that paid tournament entry fees has not been paid back, and you dipped out. All right. So I'm going to call you out right now, dude. Like at the end of the day, you scammed a bunch of good, hardworking Americans that put their money up to build your brand and have the chance at winning $100,000 in a professional team championship. It is a black eye to the fishing industry, and I hope you're absolutely held accountable. I will say that right now. I hope you're held accountable.
I'm gonna have to watch this video. So your Trey's talking there. I'm scrolling through. Like, I guess Alec Perrick did a dual threat video, and now everyone's like, I'm even more confused than I was before. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, man, I feel we had, folks, if you're listening to this, Go back and listen to our video that we had with Tater Hog, Matt McBee himself. He broke it down. Matt fished with his partner Shane LaHue on the dual threat fishing, traveled with Matt Robertson and his buddy Wendell. And, really, man, it was a great concept. And I truly do hope somebody kind of picks up the scraps where this left off, because, Pete, myself, Ben, we talked about it for years, man. Like a true $100,000, if not more, should be way more, but a true team professional tournament series is absolutely needed. The closest thing that you come to, at least from my understanding, is like the ABT, like the Alabama Bass
MLF's
Trail.
got their team.
And MLF, yeah, the MLF has like their team stuff, but outside of that, like there really is nothing bigger than like Fishers and Men in the Alabama Bass Trail, honestly. Right. Five Alive, obviously, everything is regionally specific, but this one really was exciting. All of us talked about it, but Pete even called it like earlier in the years, like if they can pay their bills.
I said if the
And they can't.
I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna happen. There was not a single thing about that to me that said anything legitimate. I'm just being honest. Like,
yeah.
And it became even more illegitimate. First of all, the entry fees and the boats he wanted wouldn't have covered what he was claiming. And then when he went to no entry fees because he had some rich backer, I mean, you pretty much knew it wasn't real then. I didn't realize he had that many people pay already, and they got screwed out of that deposit money. And then, you had all the people that signed up and fished for it. But yeah, I mean, my hackles, I guess I'm not optimistic like a lot of people are. I'm pretty pessimistic with that stuff. And I had a bad feeling from the start, and I hate that it didn't work out, but they'll eventually find that dude, and whatever happens.
After we're done sinking like, naval vessels and blowing things out of the sky, maybe we'll focus on turning our efforts to one of the biggest fishing scams in the history of bass fishing, tournament bass fishing, that is. But you know what, man? Karma is I don't want to say the word, but you guys know what it is. It's a word, and it'll come around, and that's just how it is, man. So, outside of that, man, like, man, I am looking forward to the rest of 2026.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be fun. Some of our lakes are good. Some of our lakes are low. Some of our lakes are high. We got so much travel going on. The Classic, the Opens, the Fishers and Men. Ben is getting ready to get the old Triton squared away.
Yeah, I got the guy coming on Friday to gator step or gator deck my boat. So end up being probably a tan color with the both OneCast logos on there, and then getting it wrapped. And then during that whole process, I'll get my poles and everything on. So hopefully,
it's gonna look good.
The next month or so, it's gonna look like
what color? What color are you gonna do the wrap?
So I think it's gonna be like
OD green.
OD green, kind of match
white, like OneCast Fishing logo and stuff.
Yes, and I don't know if I'm gonna do like a flag like you guys have for Warrior Fishing too, kind of subdued. I like that. So I'll talk to the guys and we'll look at it. So, but it'll be good, and I'm looking forward to it. Get back out on the water.
Here's an idea. Oh, go ahead, Peter.
No, go ahead. Tell your idea.
Okay, here's the idea. I have an idea. Instead of like heated seats and heated steering wheels, why don't they install like mini fridges in boats, like bass boats? Like, why isn't there like your cooler is a mini fridge?
Because refrigerant doesn't do well when you're bouncing down the lake.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, scrap that idea. Still feel like there should be like a beer for. No, I'm just kidding.
You'd have to come up with a. Yeah, you'd have to come up with something.
What if you had an ice maker? Is that the same thing?
I mean,
no.
Theoretically, you got plenty of water there.
What if you did an ice maker in your cooler and
take the lake water in?
Yeah, and like the sound effect could be like skadoo gadoo gadoo gadoo. You're like.
I just need to know, Trey, do I need to take May 1st off so we can fish the new Sobo tournament, or you have an open May 1st?
No, I have no opens in May.
Yeah, so May 1st, Soba has a now spring tournament on Jordan Lake.
Stand by. Actually, I might check the Lake Norman Bassmaster Open schedule, Pete.
Looking.
It's in April, right?
Yeah, but that one might bleed into May if I'm not mistaken.
It does. Yeah,
it does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's
the
the
tournament? That would be day 2.
Jordan, you said.
Jordan Lake, May 1st. Yeah. So if you can fish it, fish it.
What?
No, he won't be fishing it because.
Well, you and Ben could fish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys could figure it out. You know, hopefully.
I mean, I'll be looking at them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that'll be. When did this pop up, dude?
I just saw it this morning.
Dude.
New spring derb for Soba. So now they're going to do 2 this year, which is awesome.
Dang.
Awesome. Especially Jordan. That's right here.
Yeah, it's going to be legit. I mean, when is our Jordan Lake Fishers Men tournament, Pete?
The weekend before that.
So we literally have Take a Warrior Fishing, folks. Listen to this. Take a Warrior Fishing, April 19th. If you are a boater and you want to volunteer to take a veteran, or if you're a veteran and you want to volunteer to fish a free 99 tournament on Jordan Lake to have great fun, fellowship, camaraderie, share stories, catch them off the bed. You need to sign up through warriorfishing.org and get yourself on the boater or /warrior roster. So we got Warrior Fishing on April 19th. Then we have a Fishers and Men tournament. And then you potentially have a special operations bass anglers
And you have the
tournament. And I have the open on Lake Norman. I'd much rather be on Jordan, but
Are you going to
nevertheless,
be able to fish Fishers and Men, or you will be at Norman already?
no, I'm gonna. No Fishers and Men conflict with the.
He'll have to
Bassmaster.
leave. He'll have to leave the day after our Fishers and Men on
Like practice
Jordan.
starts like probably that day.
Day after.
Day
Should be
after.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
They have an off day.
There's no off day for the Lake Norman.
Oh, that's the
event.
one they went to 3. Practice is only
Right.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yep, and then
Okay.
And then
tournament
Thursday,
later
Friday,
on.
Saturday.
And they and folks, they did that for Bassmaster. They did that so that the Division 2 guys who
It
are
wraps
fishing both
up,
division could
That
get
one
over
wraps
to
up
Lake
on
Norman.
Saturday. That way they can
So-
travel Sunday to get to the tournament. So
And I think they're coming from freaking Oklahoma or something.
somewhere crazy, yeah.
I don't know, but those dudes are gonna be super tired, and I'm glad about it. So stay tired.
Yeah, so we'll fish our Fishers and Men, and then Trey will beat feet. Well, he won't have to leave till Monday morning if he doesn't want to.
It's only 3 hours away. I'm not really
Yeah,
worried about
you
it.
can just
so.
get up Monday morning and roll over
Yeah.
there straight to the ramp, practice, and then
It actually
and then-
couldn't have been. I mean, other than like Kerr Lake, it probably couldn't have been at a better location. You know what I mean? I would have much preferred them do the Open at Kerr Lake than Norman.
you could just stay at the
but-
house at Kerr.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm going to count my blessings. It's in North Carolina, bringing it to semi home pond. And I want everyone to have very little expectations out of me for Lake Norman. So I think my chances are better at Lake Eufaula because, like Pete said, I'm a scoper, and the only way I can catch them if I look at them. So I can use scope at Lake
yeah, I mean,
Eufaula.
my expectations couldn't be any lower for when you go to Norman.
Hey, if there's 185 guys, I'm going to come in 190th.
They're like, this dude did so bad, we're gonna add five positions just to drop him down.
Nick Weldon's like, I don't know about this guy, man. Like, let's go ahead and drop him down 5 pegs or 2. No, man, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm super excited. So,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
All right.
All right. Well, folks,
thank you so much.
come see us at the Classic or Soba or
Yep.
any of the things we talked
Anything?
about.
If
Yeah,
you're coming to the Classic Friday or Saturday or Sunday, we'll be there. I might not be there. I mean, I'll be there, but I might not be at the booth if I have the opportunity to provide some on the water content for the podcast and stuff. So we'll see what that schedule
Yeah,
looks like. But
Pete's going to get real lucky on the day that's going to rain all the time. That's the one he's going to be on the boat.
hey, I'm good with it, man. As long it's
Yeah.
supposed to be like 70 and raining, so I'm
are you
fine.
gonna dangle a minnow out of the side of the boat to contribute to the bag?
If I was allowed, I mean,
Whoa, you folks, you heard it. Pete will dangle a minnow. That's what he said. Take that to the bank. Signed, sealed, delivered. He's a minnow panger. Folks, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Check out Kimberly McAllister with Ladies of Lake Hartwell. Show her the support. If you have any way to help those lady anglers out and get them, the foundation that they need and get this thing on the tracks, like help them out. Contact her at the phone number that she graciously provided. Check them out on Facebook, upcoming TikTok, all that good stuff. Pete, Ben, thank you guys for hanging out. Looking forward to this next tournament and help us to continue growing a culture of anglers helping anglers one cast at a time.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Oh God, it's a toad, son. It's a toad, dude.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.